I've gone ahead to cut out my fabric and I've also gone ahead to cut out my lining. And I'm using my fabric for my lapel and my collar. I have two for the collar, one for the lining and one for the fabric. Now for the center front and the collar, I'll be adding a paper stain to the collar and the center front. And the center front, I'm having four. Like I said earlier, two for the lining and two for the fabric. I'll be adding Estee to the lining and the fabric, both the collar and the center front. Now I've added the paper stain as you can see, and now I'll be joining the side front to the center front. I'll be flipping the side front and I'll also be needing a pin. So I'll flip it over now and then secure it with a pin. You want to make sure the shoulder are equal. You want to make sure of that so that you won't run into any problem by the time you are sewing or joining the shoulder. This is how it will be looking after I join it together. I'll keep this aside and work with the second part. I'm just going to repeat the same process. Now this is the back, and to do the back, I'll be joining the center back together first before joining the side back. And I'm just going to repeat the same process I did for the front by flipping the fabric over, and I'm starting from the shoulder. So after joining it, I'll be joining the shoulder part as well. Now I'll finish joining the shoulder, and the next thing I'll be doing is to take in my allowance, the sewing allowance I took when I was cutting out the pattern paper, which is 1.5. So I'm just taking the 1.5 all around. Now I'll finish joining the shoulder and the side seam. And the next thing I'll be doing is to join my collar. And to join my collar, I firstly notch the middle of the collar. And then I'll open the fabric up and then start the joining from the center back. So I'm going to place the midpoint of the collar to the center back, and I'm going to pin it. Now I'm going to stop pinning at the where the curve ends. That's when I'm going to stop pinning. And then I'll measure what I'm having left. And the main reason for me to be measuring what I have left is I want to make sure I have the same measurement at the other part of the collar side as well. Now I'll be attaching the sleeve to the armhole like so. So I finished stitching both the sleeves together, and I've also go ahead to repeat the same process for my lining. And then we'll be joining the lining and the fabric together. So to do that, I'm just going to turn up the fabric to the wrong side, and I'm also going to insert the lining to the sleeves like so. Right side facing right side and wrong side facing wrong side. I've created a little hole where I'll be using to turn it out. And then I'll start the joining from the lapel side. I'm just pinning the collar just to make sure that everything are equal. I'm going to pin it all the way down to the lapel side. I will take it to my machine and sew it round from the lapel side. So now I'll finish stitching and I'm just giving it a nudge and I'm trimming off the excess. And after joining the collar and ironing it, after finish turning it, I'll go ahead and sew the down part of the jacket, and I'll also go ahead to compress everything. Now I've finished doing that, and this is what I'm having at the end of the day. That's where my lapel ends. And now I've finished joining the downside as well. Now I'm just going to be joining the lining to the sleeve together like so. Now what I did was that I bring out the sleeve from the opening, and this is how I'm going to be joining the two sides together. The right side facing the right side and the wrong side facing the wrong side. You want to be very careful because this side is very tricky. Just like that, the right side facing the right side and the wrong side facing the wrong side. And I'm making sure that I join the where I sew, like the sewing allowance is facing each other. Like that, you won't run into any problem. And this is how I'm going to be joining it together. So I finished joining the two sleeves together, and then I've go ahead to turn it, and this is how it is looking. And as for the one I open, the one I used to open, rather, I'll go and do invisible stitching with my hand needle. So yeah, we've come to the end of today's tutorial. And if you enjoyed this video, please make sure you give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and also make sure you comment. I'm going to press everything. And yes, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in my next video.